Hey folks, Mac to you. A little bit of a catch up as we go through this process, but hey, Herbie's looking slick and we got things moving along. Once we got the engine in, I've been showing you all along what we've been doing, so let's catch up to wiring harness and what we've run across and how things are sort of falling into place a lot faster than we thought. Alright folks, we had to change the intake cam sensors because they are 3-wire and our old 2011 harness is only a 2-wire, and if you look at them, they only changed the actual intakes. They did not change it. So the gray one is the new one. You see it has a collared end, thicker what do you call it, O-ring, but a thinner body. The barrels are still the same length, but they're only 2-wire. So what we ended up doing is taking the old sensor, the 2 intake sensors off of the old engine, and we put them on the new engine so we could plug them in, because otherwise we would run into a wiring issue on the harness because they're only 2-wire connectors, and then the new ones are 3-wire. Now I don't know what the 3-wire is for, but if we're going by the old sensors on here, they're Hall sensors. All they're going to do is count revolutions and send it back to the PCM. Since we have a 2011 and it's looking for the old sensors rather than the new ones, we replace the new sensors on the intakes with the old sensors from the old engine, and we're going to see how things fire up and run. If we have cam sensor errors, then we're going to have to figure out how we're going to fix this problem and adjust it and do what we got to do. But for now, since this is a 2020 engine and it's going off of a 2011 PCM and harness, sensor change was about the most logical and cheapest thing to do. So once we get it running, if we have cam issues, we'll let you all know. But for right now, I think this is a good call to just switch out the old sensors from the old engine into this one. We cleaned them up, oiled them, got them all ready to go, and they clicked right into place. So we'll just carry on smartly with that. But right now, Jeff is trying to fish the, what do you call that? The crank sensor into...
Crank positioning sensor?
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, the camshaft position sensor goes right into that small hole that Jeff's trying to wiggle it into, since we decided to wait until we had the engine in. But as you can see, that is a tight space. And you need a long needle nose or forceps to take and get that thing put into place. It can be done, it's just going to be difficult. Alright, we have high pressure power steering pump line. We still have to fill the reservoir up and get some fluid in there. So that's what we're going to be doing. We have the PCM connections there, but we have no mounting for the PCM. So the air cowling is going to be going in next, along with windshield wiper and everything else. We got to get that done. We have coolant hoses left to hook up, but we have the starter hooked up. We have all the cables ran. We have gotten the coils in. We have gotten the cables ran as far as the harness, and we just now hooked up the alternator. We got that set up. But overall, we have an engine that has all the electrical connectors for all the wiring harnesses. Everything is put together. We have found a home for virtually everything except for these here, but we know where these go too. So we're getting there. We got some hoses to hook up, but we're going to put the lower plenum in, and then we're going to hook up the water tubes for the piping and everything. And injectors. We're going to do injectors also. So I'll have a video on injectors because some people always ask about injectors. So that'll be part of this whole deal. But that won't be too terribly hard. We have new injectors of the rail. We'll just snap those off and put the new ones on, and we should be good to go. But we have everything going. Everything's fallen into place. Everything that we did is now back to the way it was. So we're not that far off. We might have a cold crank, but I don't know if we're gonna have a start. But we might get a cold crank out of this just to get some oil pressure, because our biggest concern is the engine was completely dry. Okay, there's assembly lube on it, I'm sure, but there was no oil in the engine. So we filled it up with 6 quarts of oil, and we want to just crank it over without the fuel attached to it. Plus we want to drain the old fuel out, so that's another reason we want to get some power, and empty the gas tank and put fresh fuel in. But also we want to get oil distributed into the cam phasers, along the cams, the pistons. We want to get some oil. So by doing a cold crank without any fuel, we will be able to get this engine to pump up and get some pressures to it, so distributing some oil so we don't have a completely dry start. But overall, yes folks, Herbie is going to live, and we are getting Herbie put together. Go ahead and put some gaskets on here for the lower plenum. There you go. They only go on one way, so. Yep, I'm video recording. You just became part of the video there, Mom OSHA. Had to get her introduction in. Anyway, she's my supervisor in case I do something wrong. There we go. We got those in there. And then we have these gaskets right here. And these go right in here. These slide right there. So we got those taken care of. Now we have some of these that I have to figure out where they go. We got these, and I'm sure that some of those go on the tubes. A betting man would say that that one goes right there. So I'm going to pull this old one out and put the new one in. Put this off to the side. And I'm entirely right. This one, throw away. And put this one in here. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. The old one was quite compressed, so we wouldn't have gotten a good seal out of it. But this new one fits right in there. So we got definitely a ridge on here that's going to give us a good seal. And then I don't know that we have any other gaskets we have to replace on here, because that ain't going to work. I know the tube has one, but I don't know if one goes right in there. So that fits right in here. We're going to definitely figure that out. Alright, fuel injectors. Take and pop these little clips off of here. And I'm just setting them in the order that I pull them out. Pull the old injectors out. They're definitely worn out injectors. So we're going to pull these old ones out and get these clips off of here. Don't come off too easy, or too hard rather. Gaskets definitely been in there a while. back to where we started. Just trying to get this one out. Oh, sometimes they don't come out. They leave the gasket. They leave the gasket behind. Oh, come on. There we go. There's even gasoline in that thing yet. Remember, all the injectors. Oh, that went underneath the car. See if I can pry that out just a little bit. Yep, these injectors don't want to come out that easy, folks. And then you got to go hunt your clip down to only knows where it went. I got one that went underneath the car there, Lenny. Did you find it? Oh, tell you. They don't want to come out very easy. So I'm going to go ahead and clean these out because I see old fuel and everything in there. I want them dry before I do anything. So let's go ahead and get that done. Yeah. Oil up the injectors here. Slide it in. And we'll push the clip on. Easier said than done. Ah, heck with it. We'll get them all on there first.
Never doing easy.
Slide them all on first. There we go. Alrighty, got that done. Now we can put the clips on. We'll see how hard that is to do. No, that ain't how it goes. Why is this fighting me, is the question. come on. It's fighting me part of the way.
Trying to get in the rail?
Yep.
Did you put a little lube?
Yeah. But I'm hitting something and I don't know how.
Oh, on the clip? Hey, almost. Oh, it's kind of not seating.
Does it go over that?
Oh, this is the first one you put on?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There's a slot.
There's a slot right
It
there.
has to fall in. And it
Now
locks
that's-
it. If you lift it up a tidge, I think you'll see the slot. Can you see it? You got, this has to go up a little higher yet. There you go. There's your slot. There. That locks them in.
There we go. We got them. Got to pull them up just a little bit to get them in there. Then they lock in pretty good. Do these. They don't want to cooperate 100%, but once you figure it out, it's a cakewalk. There we go. Not a problem. There we go. 6 injectors installed. Now we can go ahead and put them in the plenum. Now before I forget, we're going to go ahead and lube up the injectors. Little 10W30 here to help it along. Nothing special. Because we don't want the gaskets to be dry when they go in. And it is engine oil, so the worst thing that happens is it burns it off if there's any in there. There we go.
It's clean on the bottom, seals are in.
Yep. We just slide this thing in here. Right there. That's where she goes.
Yep.
We can probably zippy zap these down. Just get them finger started, then we can get that little impact, 1/4 inch, and zip them in until we got it. They only take like 89 inch-pounds.
Yeah, they won't be.
These are what, 10 millimeter bolts probably?
Or 8.
10 or 8. Wait, is that an 8? Is that an 8? Looks like an 8.
Yep.
Let me get the rest of them in.
Yeah, I'm not going to do too much.
Now the other thing you want to be careful of is not dropping the bolts down into the intake.
Yeah. Definitely.
There's 10 of them, I believe, altogether, and there's a sequence that goes with this.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So we have to do the sequence.
child is having a little surgery by Dr. Scott and Dr. Bill. They're operating on him.
And I got some left over. I got 4 left over, so I don't know where we're going. There's 8. They said there's 10.
Serious? Oh, wait. Well, 2 will be here.
No, let me see.
Count those.
How does that say? 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We got 10.
Okay.
But I have 14
Extras.
bolts, so don't know where these go. But they came from the lower intake plenum. Oh, I know where they go. Fuel rail.
Ah, that would make sense.
Fuel rail. So the fuel rail will use the last 4 out of these. So we have to do a specific pattern on these. And I don't know if you guys can see that. Make it go smaller here. But we have a specific pattern, and they are 89 inch-pounds that we have to do. So we'll go ahead and do this pattern, and then torque them down, and then we'll put the fuel rail on.
89 inch-pounds.
89 inch-pounds is 7.4 foot-pounds. So, according to my graph, this is number 1.
More extension.
Number 1, 89 inch-pounds.
Oh, we gotta compress those seals.
Yeah.
That's good. Maybe I should. If I could dug at these a little bit more first. Here we go. First pass, we don't do.
Nope, just 89 inch-pounds. And then, this one right here. Do we want to tighten them up more?
Why don't we? Because that's. Where's the next one?
Number 2 is right here.
Okay. Yeah, tight much better. Okay.
Number 3 is the opposite of number 1, right there. Number 4 is all the way back here. Pretty much doing the inside, aren't they? Number 5 is right here. Number 6 is here. Number 7 is here. Number 8 is back there. Number 9's right there. And number 10 all the way at the end. That one loosened up on us, huh? Number 10. Alrighty, that's it, folks. We got that on, so now we're going to do the fuel rail. Alright. We got to slide this here. underneath. Get them lined up.
There, that was in. That was in. Yep. You got it.
No, this one ain't. That one in?
I think so. The
No, we're gonna see them anyway.
the nuts will draw them down.
Yeah.
If we need to go any further.
I think we're good.
It looks like they're well seated.
We just get those nuts and tighten those down.
Excellent. So you know what these are, Ruth?
I see you guys are progressing.
The fuel, these are fuel injectors. This is what takes the gas and makes it a mist and sprays
Make
it
the
in.
sparkle and then get the engine running.
Mhm.
Wow.
But they pulse. They only spray in at a certain time.
Just one time, that's it?
Every time the piston comes up on the fourth stroke.
Wow.
There, let's ugga these in just real quick. Make it faster anyway.
You gonna
I
put the
think
camera?
these are 89 also. Probably wouldn't hurt to put them at 89. Let me go check it. 89 inch-pounds for the fuel rail bolts, and that's it. No sequence on these. But we'll do our own sequence. Just from experience, right? Opposite. There we go. And that is pretty much for the
You can start plugging these in.
fuel injectors. We're just going to plug these in and we will have completed fuel injector removal, replacement, and installation. There we go. We just plug them in now. That's if we can reach them. Because they're so easy to get to.
And Ford gives you so much wire.
They do? I could use another inch or two here. So is this how you install injectors on a 3.57 Duratec? Fuel injectors are the same for the 3.5 and the 3.7, and Herbie used to be a 3.5 and is now a 3.7 using the same parts. So we're all set. Bob's your uncle if we have leaks, but I'm hoping not. Where'd you put the 10mm socket?
I thought it fell in one of these. I don't know. Oh, that valve's open. I could have gone by it.
We gotta tear the whole engine apart now.
Mercedes.
Help!
Pulled out. It's good for the.
What is that for?
That's what hooks on that bracket.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This is easiest bracket installation bolt.
Now we gotta figure this out. We don't want these in the way. No, those have to be. Yeah, they go over it. Don't want these in the way. Is that recording there, Missy?
Wow, we're at this place.
Oh, where is it? Hold on. There. Get it on
Wait,
there?
you got her. Yeah, looks good.
Okay.
And that's clamped on. Now, so this doesn't get away. Hopefully that's pretty lined up. Actually, has come up a bit, I think. There. Yeah, more of it.
Get that bracket in there, right?
Let's try to cross thread that bracket's not quite.
There. There it is. Looks like it's right there.
No, it's down here. Yeah, see, brackets have to get bent out a little bit or something. It's not a straight shot.
Let me try it.
Take the plenum to your left, if it will. There we go. Get her?
Yeah.
Nice.
There. Get them all hand started here.
Look at that. Sweet.
Okay, run them. 89 inch-pounds when we torque them, but we're just going to put it in place for now. We're not going to check it right now, are we?
No,
We're just going to seat them in and
Just go.
have something to work with.
We get to go back later and do it.
Yep. There we
I
go.
was tempted to leave that one loose. You got that pretty finger tight, didn't you? Or finger
Yeah,
started?
it's finger started. There.
Yeah.
We now have the upper plenum in.
And more connectors.
Upper plenum is in.
Got a throttle body.
Now,
Can do that later.
guess what?
What?
We already got this here.
Oh.
So we can take and we can.
Take that one
That
off.
one's connected, so
Use
we
the
can
new
cut
one.
this and
You just
pull this
And-
tape off of here.
Isn't it just a press fit?
Yeah, but it's taped on. See? We taped it on.
Oh, it's got legs on it. Ruth, we need some taping done.
I know.
There we
Look
go.
at that.
Here, look.
That goes in the bottom?
This goes
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
top.
okay.
So we got tape. How about we just zip tie that sucker on there?
It'd be a lot easier.
It'd be a lot easier to zip tie it.
A little better tape too.
And this one's shot because the trees speed up. We'll just zip tie. Herbie deserves to be attached with zip ties. And it looks like there's a second one that's supposed to be here.
Yeah, go get one.
Kinda.
Yeah, I think you can. Yep, it is. Just find it.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure there's a second. Yeah, there's a second bracket that's supposed to be on.
Yep, here you go get one.
There's another bracket that's supposed to be on here.
Okay.
You got one?
The top bracket actually does not hold this. It holds the coolant tube to the reservoir. So I don't know if we have that bracket. I'm thinking we don't. go see if it's over in the box. No, that ain't it. I don't know where that bracket went.
Same kind of bracket?
Yeah, same exact type of bracket. Because it holds the coolant tube and then this wire here. So I'm gonna look in the box.
Thank you for watching MacT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Go production.